Welcome into the recap of the Bears' 27-10 loss to the Green Bay Packers on Sunday Night Football at Lambeau Field. I'm David Kaplan. Folks, a lot to discuss in this football game. A handful of key plays. I know 27-10 sounds like you got throttled, but they were right in the football game against a real quality opponent. They just don't have enough weapons. And that's just a fact. That's not me being negative. That's just me being honest. They do not have enough weapons. Their offensive line is okay. They did a good job in the run block part of the game, but I don't believe that the coaching staff trusts them in pass protection, and that's why you saw Justin Fields throw only 11 passes today. The Bears' philosophy was they're going to run the football, they're going to shorten the game, they're going to try and take care of the football. The problem is when you do that, you have to stop the run on the other side, and the Bears were horrific in run defense today. Horrific, giving up over 200 yards on the ground and over 400 yards in total offense. But let's go back to the first half. There are a couple of key plays that were just backbreakers. First of all, first down for the Packers, and you get a holding penalty. 1st and 20. Now you sack Aaron Rodgers. I thought Travis Gibson gets a gold star. 2 sacks tonight. I thought he played a really good football game. He was harassing Rodgers. He was really doing a good job at getting pressure on the quarterback, and he's a really good football player. But you get the sack, so it's 2nd down and 28 yards to go. And I'm sitting with Dave Wanstead, Alex Brown, and Lance Briggs, and all three of them are yelling, "Draw or screen, draw or screen. Screen alert," Briggs was yelling. And I said, explain what you're talking about so that we can talk about it on the Football After Show, which we did. And they said there are no plays in the playbook for 2nd and 28. So you know they're either going to run a draw play or they're most probably going to run some type of a screen pass. And that's exactly what they did. And guess what? The Bears gave up a 19-yard gain, so all of a sudden now it's a very manageable for Aaron. 3rd and 9, they pick it up. I think 2 or 3 plays later, they're in the end zone, and that's a backbreaker. You've got them pinned at 2nd and 28, and 3 plays later, they're dancing in the end zone. That is a big, big problem. Then I want to go back to another series, okay? Bears are winning the football game 7-3. Green Bay comes back and gets a touchdown. Okay, they're the Green Bay Packers. They're a good team with a Hall of Fame quarterback. Bears get the football back. Here's how they went. They take the kickoff. They've got the ball deep in their own end. 1st and 10 at the Chicago 20. First play, it's a pass attempt. Justin Fields is sacked, -5 yards. Preston Smith, very good football player. Again, we don't have the best offensive line. Did a good job in the run block part of it today. We'll get to that in a minute. 2nd and 15 at the Chicago 15. You try to pass again, Mooney gains -4 yards. -4 yards. And that was the only pass catch that he had in tonight's game. Now you've got 3rd and 19 at the Chicago 11. And they're going to try and throw again. They pick up 7 yards to David Montgomery. Punt city. That led to another possession for Chicago with another punt. They stopped Green Bay once because Green Bay had some ball security issues. Green Bay gets another touchdown. It's 17-7. They get another stop, and Green Bay gets another touchdown, and it is 24-7. Halftime, and you didn't feel like the Bears had a real chance to come back. But they did battle back. You look at the second half, and you see what the Bears were able to do. They got the ball down near the goal line. Justin dives for the pylon. And when I saw him hit the pylon, I immediately, like many of you, I'm sure, thought, touchdown. And then they ran it back slow-mo, and you could see his knee was down. No problem. I get it. The knee was down, and Bears have the football just outside the goal line. Now, I would like to know, and I know Matt Eberflus was asked about play calling, I would like to know why you have to always be in the shotgun. Chris Collinsworth talked about it. I talked about it with my guys over at TV, Alex Brown, Lance Briggs, Dave Wanstead, and they all wanted to see Justin under center, bam, get the surge, and see if you could stick the football over the goal line. Now, if you go back, Pro Football Focus, and I retweeted this, says that the majority of plays since 2017 from the 1 yard line or closer are run out of the shotgun that were successful. Almost 75% are run out of the shotgun. They have a 75% success rate, 60% success rate when they go under center. Matt Eberflus talked a little bit about it allows you to have an extra blocker come in, and then Justin has an opportunity as a ball carrier to maybe overwhelm the defense and pick up the yard. I get it. I personally would rather see him under center, but I'm sure we'll hear more about that as the week goes on. But let's go back to the stats here. First of all, Justin Fields, 7 of 11 for 70 yards, 1 interception, no touchdowns. He did run one in. And he was sacked 3 times for 22 yards. Look, they don't have the weapons to be able to lengthen the game and play downhill, taking deep shots. They took 1 deep shot today. I'd like to see them throw a little bit more than 11 passes, but they look at it and think, if we can run the football effectively, have a reasonable amount of time of possession, we should be able to shorten the game and give ourselves a chance to win. Now, you can look at it and go, well, you lost 27-10. However, if Justin Fields scores on those 2 opportunities, the one where his knee was down as he reached for the pylon, and then the 4th down play, if one of those is a touchdown, all of a sudden, at that point, you're right back in the football game. You are absolutely giving yourself a chance to win. They ran the ball well. 180 yards on the ground. 27 times they ran it for 180 yards. Montgomery, 15 carries for $122, a long of 28. Herbert had 4 for 38, and Justin Fields 8 for 20 yards. Now, again, they have to be able to threaten defenses through the air, but they have to do a lot more off of play action. We didn't see a ton of play action. It's a good Green Bay defense. I think it'll get better as the season goes on. But until the Bears have some weapons that can really threaten a defense, this is what we're probably going to see. But if you're going to try and run the football and shorten the game, you got to be able to stop the run at the other end. You cannot give up 38 carries for 203 yards. Aaron Jones had 2 touchdowns, 1 running. The other one was a little flip that was used like a run, but they called it a pass. So Aaron's numbers, 19 of 25, 211 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He was sacked 3 times. Look, they're a better football team than the Bears. That's just a fact. They have a Hall of Fame quarterback. They have a very good offensive line, even though they were missing Bakhtiari. Elton Jenkins did play, and Runyon cleared concussion protocol, and he did play. And they have okay receivers. I don't think they have an amazing core of wide receivers. They got Alan Lazard back tonight. But it's just going to take some time. Now, there are games on your schedule, if you're going to put up a halfway decent record, that you cannot lose. And one of those is next Sunday. Lovie Smith's rolling in here with a very mediocre Houston Texans team. They're 0-1-1. They lost today 17-9 to Denver, and last week they tied late against the winless Indianapolis Colts, who are also 0-1-1. They were shut out by Jacksonville today. You can't lose the Texans game. If you're trying to, win 8-9 ball games, you cannot lose to a lousy Texans team. So that's a statement game. Then you have a game in New York against the Giants. They're 2-0. That's going to be a tough football game. The Jets just won today over the Browns on the road. That's going to be a tough football game. The Atlanta Falcons battled all the way back and lost late in the game to the Rams. I think it was 34-28, I think was the final. These are all going to be difficult football games, but they're all winnable football games. I'm not expecting you to beat the Buffalo Bills. I'm not expecting you to win at Minnesota. I think Minnesota's a really good team. But you're going to have to find some wins if you want to achieve what everyone seems to think this team is capable of. I'm not sure yet. I do, because I just don't think there's enough depth or talent on the roster. And as the season goes on and you don't have a bye week till week 14, your depth is going to be seriously tested. That all said, I think they play hard. I like the effort. I've got to see more from the offense, and you have to stop the run. Every team you play is going to put on that tape today and say, we can run the football against Chicago. And they've got to be better than they were. They're a better run defense team than they showed tonight. That's all I got for you, folks. They lose 27-10 in a game that was closer than the score indicates, but not enough where they could threaten Green Bay late to try and steal one on the road. Have a great rest of your day. We'll have more coming up later in the week as things unfold with the game plan for Houston. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday night and a great week. Take that.